Welcome everyone back to my channel. My name is A.A. Ron, and today I'm going to discuss my full Robinhood stock portfolio for the first time ever. And I hope that you guys like the video, and if you do, click that subscribe button and like my video, and stay tuned and we'll get right to my stock holdings. So welcome back. Now this is my Robinhood portfolio, and I actually created this in Excel tonight. This will give me all my stock holdings within my Robinhood portfolio. Now I should mention up front, make sure you actually do your own research when you invest in stocks, and don't take my recommendations, my own holdings as your recommendation to buy these stocks as well. I'm just going to give you some, what I'm going to do is going to give you research of the amount of time that I spent researching these companies and understanding their business. I've learned throughout the years, and this is the main reason why I have these holdings in my portfolio. So the way I've got this set up is this columns. I've got the stock symbol, which is the ticker symbol, whatever the stock is, the stock name. I've got the cost basis column here, and it will show you actually how much you actually purchased the stock for throughout the years, and this will be the average price of how much the cost basis is. And this is the current market price as of July the 18th of 2019. And then we have the stock gain loss percentage. This is how much I actually gain and loss for each stock. Dividend per share, this is how much amount of the dividend per share per year that the stock has. And then I put together a formula that actually has the dividend yield. So what it will do is it will take the dividend per share and divide it by the current price, and it will give you the dividend yield of that particular stock. And then I have a column here for, this is how much percentage of the Robinhood portfolio that I actually have in the stock. And then I've got a trailing 12-month PE ratio, which PE ratio is actually how much the value of the company is for the last 12 months. And then I get a forward 12-month PE ratio, and that will give you the earnings growth that you expect in the future for the next year. And then I give, what I'll do is I'll go through each one of these stocks. Now, I sorted this at the top, and this is the largest percentage of my portfolio at the very top, and that's what I'll start focusing on right now. We'll go through each one of these, and I'll give you kind of the business side of each stock, and then the financials, and a little bit more about the company if you want to look at it on your own. So this first stock ticker symbol is CMG. Now this is Chipotle. This is a Mexican restaurant, and you probably heard about the last few years about the E. coli sickness. And this price of this stock has been like a roller coaster. It's been up and down, up and down, up and down. I've owned this thing for over 8 years. It shows me here that the cost basis is $311.50. But I'll get to that in a second. The current price is $764. So actually, I am actually up 145%. This is a little misleading because I actually owned this stock in my Roth IRA account, and then I transferred the same amount of shares in my brokerage account because I wanted all stocks within the portfolio to be all together within my Robinhood account. So that's why I made that switch. All of a sudden, right when I did that, they announced a new CEO. So the CEO is Brian Niccol, and he actually was the CEO of Taco Bell, and he actually replaced Steve Ells, and he's really revitalized the company. And right now, the earnings growth is going crazy high in the digits, and the sales numbers is out off the roof. And he's come in and he's really revitalized the company, and thinking about doing drive-throughs and some other things, creating new menu items to actually spur that growth. And it seems like it's helping. But this thing has got, like, a couple of years ago, it was around the $300. It even got down to like $250, I think, the price. And the current price is $764. So my overall, if you actually look at when it transferred over, I actually lost from the Roth IRA. I'm up about 60%. So my cost basis is truly about $450. This is just the cost basis $311 from my Robinhood account. So I just want to point that out. And this takes up 40.53% of my portfolio. And this trailing PE is 83.05, which is really, really high for a restaurant. If you compare restaurants, it's really high. The forward PE ratio was 57.14. So today, actually, I don't like selling, but I actually sold about 10% of my Chipotle shares today. And I need to redeploy that cash to strengthen my portfolio. The reason why I sold it is because it took so much of my portfolio, and also the PE is a little high right now. And we got an earnings coming up next Tuesday, which makes the price a lot more volatile. I figured this was a good time. In fact, I might do another 10% tomorrow. I might sell another 10% tomorrow, but I hate selling. I'm going to keep my core position. But I'm just going to take a little bit off the table and then redeploy that. And I've got some ideas down below, and I'll mention that in my video. Next ticker symbol is IRBT, which is iRobot. And this company actually makes the Bravas and the Roombas that you probably heard about that. They clean your floors. They're vacuum cleaners, and they clean your floors. Now, they are coming out next year, and I think it's next year, with a lawnmower. And it will cut your grass for you, and it'll just basically grid out all the navigation of your yard, and actually you mow it with your phone, and you can control it with your phone. So it is amazing. And I think they're starting that actually in Germany right now, in the country, and they're going to move it to the U.S. and they're planning next year. The cost basis that I've got in this is $72. I bought this the last couple years, and I bought it in the 50s and 60s and all kinds of places. But it actually, the price of it actually got up to like $130 the last earnings, and it dropped like 20%. So it's gave a lot of it back. But I don't like selling, and I'm going to keep it, hold it, forever, unless fundamentals have changed in the company. So I'm going to stick with that company. I've got 22.36% of my portfolio on this. The PE usually, I like it under 30 PE, so right now it's like right around the 30 range. It's really high growth. You're looking at double-digit revenue and growth. The only thing about it is the China tariffs are really going to hurt their earnings, and he's already publicly announced that how the earnings is going to be affected by the China tariffs. And another thing I like about this company when I bought it is there's no long-term debt. So you've got a really good margin of safety cushion here when you bought this stock. And I think it's a really good growth stock to own. So I would take a look at this. I've got a video on that. I give a complete analysis on my channel. And if you want to go look at that, I'll post that down below in the comments. Next ticker symbol is T, which is AT&T. I've got this cost basis $31.58. Current price is $33. Now I've got a gain of 4.91%. I personally think that this stock is completely undervalued at 20 to 25% undervalued. You got a juicy 6.16% dividend yield here. And this is 7.5% in my portfolio. And the PE ratios, look at those low PE ratios, 12.5, and the forward PE is 9.24, so a very attractive yield. And I think I'm probably going to add more to this position because I really think that it's undervalued and needs to be higher. So I think it's going to go higher. So that is AT&T. Next ticker symbol is GIS, which is General Mills. Now, last year they actually make they just bought the Blue Buffalo dog and cat food, and they bought that whole thing, and they gave them a lot of debt. So they do have a lot of debt, so it is a little risky, but it is consumer defensive, and I think it's a good way. And if a recession ever happens, that consumer defensive usually lose less throughout the years, and then you still keep that yield, which is a 3.68% yield. So I am up on the principal 30.36%. A really, really good gain, and I really made a good purchase there. But I'm going to keep it. I'm not selling it, so I'm just going to keep getting that dividend and keep redeploying the cash. So the next ticker symbol is NWL, which is Newell Brands. Now, Newell Brands actually owns Rubbermaid, Coleman, Papermate, First Alert, and Sharpie. I don't know if you've heard of those names, but they're pretty good brand names. So they have a lot of consumer brand names, and they're really hurting. They're divesting a lot of their assets right now because of all the debt they incurred. And Carl Icahn, which is a huge activist, he came in and started buying the company, and he owns about 10% of the complete company. And I really think that this is got a good yield here, 6.27%. I am a little worried. I've been buying a little bit, averaging down. I was up over $20 at cost basis. I really knocked that down, which is good, $16.55. I'm going to wait till the next earnings release to add more. I don't want to add any more at this time. I'm going to see if they're turning the ship around. They're supposed to finish sell their assets by the end of the year, so I'm going to see how that all turns out. But it's about $9 billion that they're going to be selling. And then we're going to see how much we have left of the company and see the value of what's going on with that company. So, next ticker symbol is GM, which is General Motors. It's one of the biggest auto manufacturers in the country. Well, the world, actually. There's a cost basis. I've got a cost basis of $39.26. Current price is $39.12, so I've only lost 0.36%. It's got a really good yield as well, 3.89%. Very low PE. Now, I also looked at Ford as well, but I think I like the balance sheet a little better with General Motors, and they're also I think they're going to be the leader with autonomous vehicles, and they're going to make a really good competition, I think, with Tesla. And they've got a really low book value as well, 1.36. And so I think the financials look really good on this company, and Warren Buffett actually holds them. So that's a good, credible person to be on your side with this company as well. So next ticker symbol is AAXN, which is Axon Enterprises, and they actually make the tasers that the police departments use to tase. And they've been giving away the free body armor for a year, and after 1 year, they're gonna charge them subscriptions. So they're hoping that they give up the earnings and profit and to build their revenue up. So then, in a later time, they're actually going to get some earnings out of it. You can see that that's the reason why they're doing that. They've got a high PE right now. They're not making any money hardly at all. But you can see that I've got 166.56% gain. Now, I wish I would have put a lot more money in AAXN. This is the same exact time that I bought iRobot. I bought iRobot and Axon. Those were my first two purchases in the Robinhood account. And I did put too much. I put more in iRobot than I did in Axon. I wish I didn't, based on the percentages, but that's how it happened. And but I really like this gain here. It is a high growth, risky stock. But if you guys want to take a look at this, they're one of the leaders of the body armors. They're actually what they're also doing is they're having cameras that are hooked up to their body armor so they could take live footage of crime and what people are doing. And it's really good in courts as well, so you can get proof of what they're doing. And they're actually installing these in the cars, in the police department cars as well. And it's all this information in the cloud. It's going to the cloud, so all the videos and voice activation and everything is going to the cloud. So I think they got a really good foothold of the cloud and really getting into that point. I think that might be right. That's the reason why I bought the stock, and it's proven well for me. So next ticker symbol is PCG, which is PG&E Corp. This is a utility, and I kind of bought this because the fires in California, it started coming down with the fires. Well, I bought it just a little too early. It got down to about $7 per share at one time, and now it is $18.60. So I am underwater on this position, 44%. I'm not going to buy more, but I didn't buy at $7, and I didn't buy all the way up. So and then it got up to $23 a couple weeks ago, and then now it's down back to $18.60. So I try not to watch this position because it's stressful on this one. But I've only got a small percentage in this portfolio, so I'm just going to stick with it. The next position is stock ticker is GE, General Electric, and I bought this one when they were having a lot of problems with their debt, and the analysts started recognizing that they actually have a lot more debt than they perceive. Then I bought this before they actually cut the dividend to a penny. They cut the dividend to a penny per quarter, and I stuck with it ever since. I probably should have sold it back then. I probably would have only had like a 20 to 30% loss. But now, of course, I'm underwater at 45% down on this position. Again, this is a very small position, but this is when I bought it. I always give the reasons why I buy every stock here, and I'll give at least 4 or 5 different reasons. That way, if I ever get underwater in a position, I'll know why I bought it in the first place, and it helps me kind of breathe and kind of relax a little bit and wait for the comeback. So we're going to wait for that to come back. Next ticker symbol is GPRO, which is GoPro. This was just a gamble stock that I just took a shot at, and I'm down 44% on this. Hardly any money at all. GRPN ticker symbol is Groupon. This is the free Robinhood share. I think they have to do with the they give coupons and rebates, and then they make money somehow on the rebates. But I haven't even kept track of this one. I just kept it in my portfolio. So I've been selling Chipotle, and I'm thinking about taking these proceeds. So I started giving some thought about what stocks should I buy in my Robinhood account. If you guys have suggestions, that'd be a good idea if you can send it to me. But I'm thinking of the BRKDB.B, which is the Berkshire Hathaway holding company. I've been wanting to buy that for some time. It has come down off the highs. So I think that'd be a good time to get a little position in there. I like to always buy just a little at a time, never a full position. And then another ticker here is J&J, which is Johnson & Johnson. The talcum powder lawsuits has really brought them down to the point, and it also has a good dividend yield, and it's one of the largest healthcare companies in the world. And it's in all kinds of things in healthcare, so I might take a shot and just take a little nibble at this thing, and that's one other choice. Another choice is Google. I don't have many tech companies, and it's one of the best balance sheets that I ever see, and near like Apple. In fact, Apple's a good one too as well. But I think Google's come down in price and value enough where I might take a shot at this. Another position is IBM, which actually bought Red Hat 1 or 2 years ago. They bought Red Hat, and that's a Linux environment. And I'm a programmer, and I know the Linux is very popular. The amount of interfaces that work with that environment. So I think IBM is gonna pay off. I believe so in the future. So I might take a nibble at that one as well. Ticker symbol MMM, which is 3M. I see a lot of YouTube videos of people buying this stock, and that got me a little intrigued by the dividend yield as well. So I might take a position in that as well. And more AT&T, so I might be adding some AT&T as well. Give me some good dividend yield. And I think that might be the best option here, my portfolio. But again, if you guys have any suggestions of stocks that I need to look at, I'm trying to build some more dividend stocks in my portfolio and try to level out the riskiness of it. And I think that'd be the best option in this portfolio. So thank you everyone for watching the video today. And if you would, please click subscribe. And if you guys have any stocks that you would recommend me buy, please comment down below and I'll take a look at them. And I reply back to every message. So just keep those comments coming. Thank you guys and gals. See you later. See you in the next video. Bye.